This is Steel Rose's podcast. This podcast is created for women by women to elevate women's voices. I am very happy to be sitting here talking with you today because I have been kind of frazzled this week. As you can tell, the first episode this week is rolling out on Wednesday. I've tried to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but my motto is giving myself grace. I have to lean into that pretty hard. Normally have like a stock of little things that I see online or just like little thought starters that I like to bring to everybody just for your own food for thought. But I've given a lot of, honestly, time thinking about wanting to record an episode this week to relay something that's impacting me pretty intensely. So I'm going to go with that because it's something that's really been kind of brutal for me. And I think if I'm going through it, I know some of you are too. And I would really like to maybe even the playing field here a little bit and let you know that you're not crazy. So I've mentioned a few times before, probably more in the past year, about going through perimenopause and what that means and like how that's affected me. And I've talked about the fatigue quite a bit. And I have talked a little bit about like cycle syncing and how with my cycle, there's certain, like the week before is kind of like my dark cloud week where I'm a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more ragey, like whatever. What has happened recently is a shift. Now, unfortunately, a large part of our bodies, especially for women as we get older, is that there's a lot of unpredictability around perimenopause and menopause. There's unpredictable amount of time that you're going to be going through everything. There's unpredictability about the kind of symptoms you're going to get and the intensity of the symptoms that you're going to get. Some people don't have any symptoms at all. They fly right through it. Doesn't affect them. They just stop being the period and they're perfectly happy with that. I am not one of these people. So I don't even have it that bad. I'm only in the tip of the iceberg. What I'm seeing here though, and part of my concern for all of you was that I'm going through what I'm going through, but I can step back. And I do realize when something is happening to me that isn't normal to me. And for me, I don't lean into it. I almost step back objectively and say, okay, Jenny, I know we feel this way, or I know this is what's happening, but the reality is I don't think this is real. And I think this is going to pass. So most notably, past weekend, I started getting hormone shift symptoms. And normally for me, when I have a hormone shift or, and this is to me, I call it hormone shift because I don't know what else to call it, but I can feel something happening inside my body. It's like a sense. I don't know how to describe it. And I bet you some of you are nodding along going, yes, we know what you're talking about. So it's a sense. I get a sense that something is shifting in my body. Now, this past week, it felt like I was a little bit nauseous. I started to get like kind of dizzy. I just had like an overall like kind of achy feeling. Think like really low grade like morning sickness. Like that's kind of how it felt. It just felt like kind of crappy. Nothing I couldn't handle, obviously. But I took note and I was like, okay, this is happening. And I looked at the calendar. I was like, it's not really the right time for anything to be happening. I don't really know why this is happening, but I noted it. That was like maybe Friday to Saturday. Sunday comes along and I'm pretty volatile and I'm yelling at my kids and I'm, really just honestly being a jerk. And, I was with my daughters and my kids are very aware that, when my period is coming or when I have it, I'm not going to be myself. And so my one daughter asked me, she was like, Mommy, what's wrong? Like, why are you acting like this? Do you have your period? And I'm like, I try not to laugh about it, but I thought it was funny because she's a young girl. She's only 8. And for her to really already acknowledge this, I appreciate it. But I was like, I don't know. And I legitimately said, I was like, I don't know why I'm acting like this. I was like, I think it's my hormones. So I'm pretty volatile Sunday. And I started to get this feeling. Now, if any of you have experienced depression, you'll know what I'm talking about when I describe this. And I'm going to try to describe this to the best of my ability. But it felt like a fog of sadness settling over me slowly. It was almost, that's the best possible way I can say it because it was really slow moving and it was really light. And at first it was just like, all right, Jenny, you're going to cry a lot today. Like you can deal with that. Just kind of make light of it. It is what it is. But then it got heavier. And I was going to sleep on Sunday night, basically praying that I would wake up on Monday and be okay. Unfortunately, that was not the case. And I woke up on Monday, even worse. And it felt like, because I've gone through depression, it felt like one of the days of like my worst depression episodes where you don't want to do anything. You want to just lay in a ball and just cry out all day. Now, my husband, poor thing, bless his soul and his heart, didn't really know. Obviously, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on inside my body. And I'm not really I mean, I am forthcoming, but he didn't know, like, leading up to, like, oh, in my head, like, what had been happening. And so he thought I just got overwhelmed, and he was trying to comfort me and tell you it's okay. Like, just take things one step at a time. Don't. And I was like, no, that's not it. And I had to explain to him, like, it's like this weight of sadness, like, just kind of hanging over me, just like a weight. And I was like, I'm trying to shake it off, but I can't seem to shake it off. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And, I found it, I was panicking a little bit because logically, I know that sadness, that kind of depression, sadness has no place here. I'm okay. Yet I couldn't, it was just there. Now, slowly throughout the day, and this is what I said to my husband, I was like, it's going to go away. It's truly just like a hormone imbalance. And then we go back to balance. Like, it is what it is. And it did. And by the end of the day, I was feeling a little bit more like myself. By Tuesday, I was back to myself. Today, I'm even better, a better version of myself, or probably the best version of myself. The part that's mind-blowing to me is that this even happens. Like, to be perfectly transparent, this intensity level, shocked me this time. It really did. It knocked me for a loop, because normally I know what's happening. I can feel it. I try to take it easy on myself. This one was like out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. I was not prepared for it. I was kind of frazzled with it. And because of all that, it really forced me to take a minute to take a step back. Now, what I've been doing over the past year or so, or a couple of years, is I've been investigating like natural pathways to dealing with perimenopause and menopause. There's a lot of products out there that you can leverage for support. So I've tried pretty much all of them because I, truly would like to take a natural approach to my body transitioning into, being I can't say adult, a grown woman. No, you know what I mean. Older woman. So I'm trying to, just prepare myself for that, help my body along. But this episode really scared me. Now, there's a couple things too to it that I'm just like, do I really want to play Russian roulette with my life and just, not know what's going to be happening and how my hormones are going to shift and just have to go with that? What if it shifts on a really momentous day where I really want to be happy and I can't because I'm like devastated by, a hormone shift? Like, I don't want to live a life where I can't have any rhyme or reason. So I have made an appointment with my doctor to discuss next steps for potentially hormone replacement therapy. Now, there's a lot of information out there for hormone replacement therapy that kind of goes either direction. There's a lot of people that are against it, like completely against it. There's information that says like hormone replacement therapy causes cancer. Can say that because of the work that I do, that I'm considering hormone replacement therapy because for me and for my health and for my current situation, I think this is going to be a good solve. It's going to address a lot of perimenopause symptoms that are irritating, that I've just been dealing with because I didn't really want to put a product into my body. But now I'm at a point where I want to take that leap and I want to take that step because I don't want to live a life that I can't have any kind of control over this part. There is a part of me that is still hesitant because, as I said, like, I'd like to address this naturally, but I know what I don't want. And I know I don't want my kids growing up with a mom who is falling to pieces the way that I did on Monday. Now, they didn't really see it, but I felt it. And I don't want to feel like that. So I wanted to share all that with you because I think that these conversations do not happen often enough. I think that we're not as honest with each other about this part of our lives because it is very personal and it is very hard to share it, to be perfectly honest with you, because you do feel a little bit crazy. Like, what, I can't deal with my own body. Like, what? This is ridiculous, but it is that. Like, really, it is that. So I will keep you all informed as I make my way through this journey, as I always have been and I always will. I wanted to share this with you guys again because I think there's probably some of you out there that are experiencing similar things and being told, get over it, or you're being told you're crazy, you're being told it's in your head, you're being told a lot of things, and basically your feelings are not being validated. And I'm here to tell you that you have a valid reason for feeling everything that you're feeling. And I am here as a resource and happy to point you in the direction of some good resources out there that could help you navigate this. So I appreciate all of you with me. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me when I have these off moments where I can't get an episode recorded. I hope to have you guys with me on this journey for many, many, many more episodes to come. Thank you all so much, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.